Here's siren, 911, flight 93. Check and post in file. Get a little justice for Mary's children in 9/11. Make that video of your hijack call to me, Melton. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. Yes, 9/11 was religious censorship. It's also the missionary efforts of the Muslims. I tell you all the time about those Mormon cult folks casing the neighborhoods when the only ones home are your kids up to school. And yes, they have a lot of Saudi Arabian and other Muslim folks from overseas on those college campuses up. Utah? Oh, that's what it started as. Yeah. My fun fiction about street justice. And yes, it makes for a nice, very real life. That's your family's lifeline. Randall Stevenson next door. I can put a whole lot of stuff maybe about cowardly Hussein placing right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins, and how that's how that was done. Yeah, you get a boring thing when you try to call me. 424-229-4140. You get that boring thing. It's not going to be boring if you need a fireman, police, paramedics. It's money out of your pocket every day. Your AT&T livelihood. When you call up countless other customers, Chinese censorship is often boring. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. When you're calling up countless other customers and you get that boring thing, yeah, it's so that what the Great Wall of Chinese evil wants at the top of your business can be at the top of your business. So make that video and save the video for the Senate subcommittee. And yes, call up your senator. Try to call me with him or her on speakerphone and explain to them that is your security as a family and America as a nation, our security being affected by those who are placing cowardly Husseins in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Depending on their politics, they're going to agree with you or not, or maybe not even agree with you at all because they're politicians as far as that goes. But yeah, you explain to them that you're making that video, you had that call to me in front of them. Put them on speakerphone, do it in person. And you want to know what their position is on dangerous censorship that affects America's lifelines. Get a little justice for America's children, for Mary's children of 9/11. Go a long way towards preventing more attacks on Christianity, on truth, on America. 424-229-4140. And yes, no certified mail in that decade of asking for that first 9/11 Flight 93 check. Gonna mail me something, make a video of it first, and yes, if you know how to use those GPS things, if it's got my address on it and it's not a bill, it will be stolen. So use those GPS things to locate America's stolen mail warehouses. I bet you won't find one letter, one mailer, one flyer from the cowardly Hussein folks. But I bet you'll find a whole lot of stolen mail from the losers of last political election. Get it on video. And yes, it takes 5 minutes to make that video of your hijack call to me. Do that right now. And do it when you've got that senator, that mayor, that governor, that general on speakerphone or in person. Here's 7, 911, Flight 93, checking posting 5. 91 Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. Get that on video. The family's lifeline being hijacked for religious persecution, for religious reasons. Or it can be business or politics. Whatever the reason is, yeah, get it on video. I'll get a quick parable in, if I can do that in a half minute, about the false Mormon cult prophet, about half as old as his brother of faith. He's 95. And some folks having a little fun. He goes around everywhere on a stretcher. And they tell the Mormon cult missionaries with him that, there's a gal inside wants to be baptized as a Mormon cult member. And so they run inside, and yes, that ambulance pulls up and loads him up and takes him to a hospital. See a vapor trail in a sunset. Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets. The side of children and truth. Not one Flight 93 check call, check of America's Lifelines, you picking up your phone and calling me up with one in over a decade. Tomorrow's Sunday. Make sure you hand out those big fives at church or whatever you do on Sunday. Tell everyone, make that video of your hijack call to Melton. See that phone as every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics. Make a video of being hijacked. Post. See a helicopter? Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the helicopters, police cars, the fire trucks. Be on the side of the kids in truth. Make that video of your hijack call to me, Melton, right now. That one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail, no FedEx, no UPS about those 93 checks or many others of my attention getting. Imagery. Make that video. Post. Get a little justice for Mary's children of 9/11. You got the time and the date in your video. They're worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover that up. So save that video for the Senate subcommittee and the evening news. So a lady's at the country club, and another lady walks up to her and she says, "You gotta see this." And she says, "You went to school with Melton, John Melton Brady, didn't you?" And it's a documentary video, or maybe just an audio of her with impersonators of yours truly. And it's been going on for decades. And she just carries on like Lori, the devil. Oh, it's not Lori, it's someone in my class. Carries on like Lori, the devil, and she says, "Who gave you this? That's a bunch of lies," and this, that, the other. And the other one says, "Oh, it's the priest. He was concerned about your active participation in threatening the flock with that part in America's Hijack Lifelines." Has gone into town, get some stuff, and Adam, he recognizes the general, and he walks up to him, says hello, He asked about America's hijacked lifelines, and yeah, he can be good. He doesn't like to admit it, but he can be good at getting under folks' skin. So by the time the general is yelling and screaming about America's hijacked lifelines, you not reaching me for over a decade, and his praying to the 9/11 Muslim devil down below, in his position that should not be. He should be tried for treason doing that. He has that general screaming, and yes, Father Adam has a nice audio documentary of folks who should not be where they are. Now I got to check, see what that is. I don't watch the on TV and the news and stuff. Over towards Glendale. Make that video of America's hijacked lifeline. Post. Whatever you get when you don't get me. You get religious censorship that can place a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Get that on video, not one Flight 93 check call and over a decade of asking. A whole lot of folks getting their hands bloody. Get it on video. Jessica has been by her child's bedside for a long time now in the hospital, and Agnes had given her a big long list of folks who are doing the exact opposite of what all good folks should be doing. Protecting America from dangerous hijacking of our lifelines. If you thought, Agnes tells Jessica, if you thought your phone worked slowly in an emergency, but you figured just because it was an emergency, try to call Melton, John Melton Brady, right now, and get it on video, folks. Praying to the 9/11 Muslim devil down below and harassing a Christian in a wheelchair openly, with LAPD active in that. California's law enforcement active. And she calls him up to a man to a woman on that California payroll and says, why are you in bed with Mormon cult perverts? Why are you an active part in America's hijacked lifelines? Why do you hate Christianity and truth, Officer so-and-so? Get them when they're drunk, get them when they're high, get them when they just got that big cast from Solari or YouTube. Get them screaming out why they are an active part in America's hijacked lifelines. Post. See a vapor trail. Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the side of children and truth. Make a video of your hijack call to me, Melton. Not one Flight 93 check call. And over a decade of asking, no certified mail, no non-certified mail. If you're going to mail me something, make a video first. It will be stolen. It takes 5 minutes to make that video. Time on your phone, number dialed, and yeah, Randall Stevenson, one of these 4 sets, based in Dallas, gets his hands bloody, hijacking your call to me, gets him even bloodier, altering your phone records. He wouldn't have to do that if he wasn't worried about that Senate subcommittee kind of stuff. So do the job for the senators and say before Senate subcommittee, your hijack call to me, threat to our security as a nation and its families. Laurie Enterprises, Teresa, I don't know her last name, it's on the YouTube audio. I'm hoping to post this to YouTube. If those with high-tech toys can stop harassing a Christian in a wheelchair and hijacking my videos off the computer long enough. You try to call me in front of Teresa, and he says the regional manager of Solari Enterprises asked her, why are you harassing a Christian in a wheelchair? Why do so many folks have videos of you doing that? A Muslim guy with a beard from the apartment down below yelling and screaming at a man in a wheelchair. Teresa, why are you a part of that? Ask her when she's coming out of the grocery store, going to work, coming from work. Ask her again and again until she does something about the man threatening me from the apartment down below again and again. In a hospital, she's not in a hospital, a family member is, and someone asked her, did you think it took a long time for your phone to work when you needed the firemen, police, paramedics? And she said, yes, as a matter of fact, it seemed like forever. I guess it always seems that way when you really need those emergency services, and they hand her a Flight 93 check image. Oh, take your pick. I got tons of 93 check images. Past decade, not one Flight 93 check call, and that whole decade, no certified mail, no non-certified mail. If you go mail me something, make a video first, and yeah, use those GPS things to find out where those placing Carol Lee Hussein's in our White House are stashing your stolen mail. And yes, she makes quite a few calls sitting by her child's bed to all of AT&T, all of Mormons, Muslims, you name it. Anyone actively praying to the 9/11 devil down below, get them on video. Them on speakerphone or in person as you try to call me, and you ask them when else will my phone not be allowed to work. It wouldn't upload. Apparently a lot of folks are having difficulty with their treasonous activity, and good folks who don't like their treasonous activities, they won't upload to the Flickr. It could just be the harbinger folks with the Mormon cult, Muslim cult, but it is interesting. Look for it on the OneDrive and hopefully the Google Drive. And it might be in 2 places here. It's official. It's Sunday, but I guess they pray every day. That's what AT&T uses in your neck of the woods. It's certainly not for safety. It's a closed parking lot. They can turn that off, but they choose to harass Christian in a wheelchair and about 8 other apartment complexes. See that vapor trail? Make a video of America's hijacked lifelines and tell everyone about that. Whenever you hear the Muslims praying to the 9/11 devil down below noise, that's AT&T's Randall Stephenson telling you he's an active partner in cowardly Hussein placing and harassment techniques all across America. You call them on it. All 150 million subscribers, you can't reach me right now, 424-229-4140. You have no idea when else your phone won't be allowed to work, so get it on video, your hijack call to me. Certify the mail, make the video as well, use those GPS things to find America's stolen mail warehouses and tell everyone about that 9/11 Muslim devil down below, praying to it. Noise. Gina's husband Harry can be very stubborn. And she has found out about his heart doctor's connection to the Mormon cult folks. Oh, false prophet Russell Nelson's half as old as his fraud of a faith. And you know they got plenty of others much younger. And she demonstrates something to her husband. She picks up that phone and she tries to call me. 424-229-4140. These folks are openly committing fraud, just waiting for that Senate subcommittee, Harry. Do you think that heart of yours is going to work any better than your phone? Here is Ivan, 9/11, Flight 93, checking posting 5. Trying to call me, Melton. You want to know when else your family's lifeline won't be allowed to work? Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking, with a whole lot of videos and imagery during that time. Randall Stephenson next door bought Spectrum to harass a Christian in a wheelchair with a whole lot of truth about his active participation in America's hijacked lifelines. How they placed a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Randall hijacks lifelines. See for yourself right now. 424-229-4140. And then he gets his hands even bloodier, altering phone records to cover up his crimes of hijacking lifelines. Why do they need to do that? Well, the Great Wall of Evil doesn't want you at the top of your business. They want whoever is at the top of your business. So when they call, they don't get what you get when you try to call me. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. You leave a message, I don't get it. Those other customers don't get it either. So get on video. Time and date in your video. My number dialed 424-229-4140. Have PhoneGate on video. Yes, save the video for the Senate subcommittee kind of thing. It compromises the security of America and your family. It needs to be looked into, that dangerous religious censorship that affects our lifelines. This is my Metro PCS phone. This is my California Lifeline phone that's very hard to use. And this is my just throwaway phone. I need to get another one from Walmart so I can record any harassment from the Muslim company Solari Enterprises being active in harassing a Christian in a wheelchair. Every time I go to design imagery or eat, the harassment from that company, Solari Enterprises. But 4 weeks ago, I called up. Oh, there it is. I called up T-Terrace's emergency line in the middle of the night because they were harassing. See, that's not much of an emergency phone. Ever since I had the heart attack with no chest pain on the Devil Spawn birthday, 10/10/2016, I came back to the Weingart Center and the phone wasn't working like it isn't right now. It was a very good phone. I didn't have it long before it was Chinese, lorried, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, 4 weeks ago I tried to call and the mailbox was full, and I called up Solari Enterprises and the maintenance line trying to call. Couldn't get through. I hit numbers on the phone and I got Teresa somebody. I can't remember who her last name is, but she's the regional manager. And yeah, haven't heard back from her. I called the next day to find out why her company is harassing me. The man's been there for the 2.5 years I've been here. Now I guess I gotta take the phone battery out, see if I can get it to work. The Harbinger folks, as I call them, the ones who know when I'm eating, the ones who know when I'm designing imagery, saints imagery in particular, but I'm just doing a contact image right now, and the noise starts up. Let me try it again. I have to use it every couple of weeks to keep it active. Call up Solari Enterprises, try to call me with them on speakerphone or in person. Wait for them outside the grocery store like they had this man waiting. From apartment 309, bearded Muslim guy, tall, I'm in a wheelchair, and the man is babbling on and on, almost incoherently. I think I got the gist. He thought I had called the cops on the night before, or the day, I don't know. But he was definitely screaming at me in front of the Solari Enterprises representative. I think her name is Shauna, I don't know. Let me close it as a high def. See Vapor Trail. 911, Flight 93, checking post and file. Trying to call me Melton. John Melton Brady. Here's my contact. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. You got the time and the date in your video, you got my number dialed, you got AT&T's bloody-handed phone gate, and yes, all of these 4 sets of folks play an active part every day around me. So try to call me up with them on speakerphone. Do it 24/7, park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes, and they will tell you what else they're involved in besides America's Hijacked Lifelines. Oh, where'd I get that fleet of noisemakers idea? We're getting a lot of stuff. AT&T bought Spectrum to harass a Christian in a wheelchair. Me. So park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes. All Mormons, all Muslims, all Chinese, root of all evil. And try to call me, get them screaming out. You get them on that bad day, they're going to tell you what else they're doing to compromise the security of America and America's family. So get it on video. Post. Gina is a nurse that works in a burn unit. And she sees Amanda there with her child, and she hands her a whole bunch of Flight 93 check imagery with my number on it, and tells her that wasn't your imagination, your phone working slowly, your AT&T phone when you needed the firemen, police, paramedics. It wasn't that. It was cold, calculated religious harassment. And yes, she'll be calling by her child's bedside. And she'll be asking Solari Enterprises, why is your hateful Muslim company in LA actively harassing a Christian in a wheelchair? What else are you doing that's compromising the security of America and the world? The devil, Lori Ann Brady Bond. And it's kind of ironic because she's got the hood up on her car in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And so does her devil gay husband. Got that hood up, and a whole lot of folks, they got car karma for being part of your family's lifeline, being hijacked for over a decade. As you tried to call me, you don't know when, as it won't be allowed to work. Guess how they placed cowardly Hussein in the White House. And folks keep stopping. And someone who is concerned about their family's hijacked lifelines and the Bonds, Devil Lori Ann and gay husband Samuel Lynn Bond's active part in it, they have handed out pictures with my 93 check imagery of them so that when they see them with the hood up, they can try to call me. With them on speakerphone, they can ask him, why are you harassing a Christian in a wheelchair? Why is your hatred for him and my family so much? You're active in America's Hijacked Lifelines. Do that. Here's Siren. 911, Flight 93, checking posting 5. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. With certified mail, no non-certified mail. If you're going to make a video, if you're going to send me something in the mail, make a video. And yes, those of you who know how to do that GPS thing, it's got my address on it. It's going to be stolen for religious persecution reasons. So get those folks praying to those 9/11 Muslim devils down below. Takes our lifelines, affects our security as a nation and as individuals. You got the time on your phone? You got my number dialed. 424-229-4140. And yes, no comments about those 93 checks, no calls. It's religious censorship that affects our lifelines. So call up your senator, call up all of YouTube, call up that general, any officer, and you say, why can't I reach Melton? When else will my phone not be allowed to work? What are you doing about that? And some folks are doing the wrong thing. You can go to my links itself, you can find it somewhere at a bit of bar, party, and hit those links. 20 of you make a video going to one link. On YouTube, Flight 93 check videos over the past decade, like this one, and you don't get me. With those 93 checks, and you don't get accurate view counts with the YouTube videos. Religious censorship on YouTube, Lifeline censorship, an active part in it. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number down. Get it on video. And yes, as Susan Wojcicki, I think she's in the Russian White House somewhere, I think, with Trump. Ask her, why are you an active part in religious censorship? And yeah, post and repost all of my imagery and videos of my imagery. You can print these as 4x6 photos on vote-truth.blogspot.com. Do that. And try to call me from those fire stations, from those police stations, from those hospitals. If you thought it took forever for your phone to work when you needed the fireman, police, paramedic, yeah, check your phone right now, especially if you're one of 150 million AT&T subscribers. They were very loud today, this morning as I'm sleeping, and sleep is my pain medicine. But yeah, they bought Spectrum to arrest a Christian in a wheelchair. Call them on that. Most of them don't make the 2.5 million Randall Stevenson does in Dallas there at the headquarters. So you get them when they got home from the bar, when they're smoking or doing whatever other drugs they do. When Randall just asked them to do something off the books that turned their stomach. Yeah, like altering phone records. Doesn't do him much good. He's worried about that Senate subcommittee. Randall Stevenson, CEO of AT&T, is. Because he does alter phone records, but it doesn't do you much good. When you got it all on video. You make that video, whoever's in the room there with you, time on their phone, date in your video, my number dialed, religious censorship. And yes, that's important recently because, yes, they placed that cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. That's religious censorship as much as you can get. Undo whatever was done during those 8 years. And yes, Randall's worried about that Senate subcommittee, so you call up all of AT&T home and office. That's my home. This is my home they're parked outside of. Very personally. They can turn the noise off. You call them up and you try to call me with them on speakerphone or in person, and you explain to them, I've got the time and the date in this video. I got Melton's number, 424-229-4140. What's your part in hijacking America's lifelines? Are you planning a revolution, an invasion? If so, from who? You get their reaction, you post. And yeah, if you can't call me to tell me about that saint that needs an image, come see me in person, 4260 Eagle Rec Boulevard, Apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. Tell me all about that saint in person and spread the word about that dangerous censorship. Follow YouTube. I've posted videos for over a decade. And not one comment. It means they're suppressing. Actually, I get a comment every once in a while, but it doesn't always make sense. But if you can't comment, all my YouTubes are open for comments. You can't comment, yeah. Post and repost those videos, download it if you can. If not, look at your better bars, parties, military bases. And yes, expose Susan's political, religious, business monopoly. If you are paying good money to advertise on YouTube and you can't reach me by phone, that's Susan Wojcicki's. Religious, business, censorship, it's our AT&T livelihoods, our YouTube livelihoods perhaps. So call her on that. Call all employees. Most of them aren't worth, was it 450 million? When I Googled, most of them don't make that much. So they'll tell you what Susan's doing to compromise the security of our nation, our families, and our individuals. Get it on video and save it for the Senate subcommittee. And yes, even if you post to YouTube, make sure you save that video of you trying to call me for your Senate subcommittee kind of thing, because Susan's hip deep in that. That's part of America's High-Tech Lifelines. Call all employees of YouTube, try to call me. Post to YouTube and make videos of my stuff. Prints nice as a 4x6 photo. Form your own slideshow, post it. Use my imagery for your nice websites. And tell Susan, we don't like you being a monopoly that compromises our security as a nation. Why can't I reach this man? Why are you suppressing that truth about America's High-Tech Lifelines? Get a reaction, post. Oh, and if she introduces you to some impersonators of me, make sure you make the documentary. That's treason and beyond, considering what she's doing with her company. See a police car? Make a video of all kinds of folks praying to the 9/11 devil down below. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail. Processing my videos. Get AT&T's PhoneGate on video. You got the time and the date in your video, as well as my number dialed, 424-229-4140. You got PhoneGate. Brenda Stevenson bought Spectrum to her as a Christian in a wheelchair. Gets his hands bloody hijacking calls to place cowardly Husseins and Trumps in office, and gets them even bloodier altering phone records. Doesn't do him much good if you got it on video for the Senate subcommittee. Here is Ivan. 9/11, Flight 93, checking post and 5. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail. No FedEx, no UPS about any of the 93 check imagery. Or not getting one Flight 93 check call. Make that video, post that video. And come see me in person. We'll travel. Show me the perfect place to build Jesus' Immaculate House. That's people start building with. But you have to do that in person because the devil steals your calls. Make a video of that. 424-229-4140. Kind of religious censorship that places a cowardly Hussein in our White House, right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins with 9/11. Make that video, post that video right now, and come see me in person. Tell me what you think of our high-tech lifelines, our AT&T lifelines, and livelihoods. See a vapor trail? Me on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, side of children and truth. Make that video of America's High-Tech Lifelines. Not one Flight 93 check call. I'm Melton. John Melton Brady. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. You got the time and the date in your video. You got my number dialed. That's a lot of folks praying to that 9/11 Muslim devil down below. Openly hijacking lifelines for religious persecution reasons, and that's how they placed the cowardly Hussein in our White House. Right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. So get it on video, the religious censorship affecting America and your family's lifeline. Time on your phone, number dialed. Yeah, you got a video for the Senate subcommittee. See a helicopter? 9/11, Flight 93, checking post and 5. Trying to call me Melton. Want to know why America's lifelines are hijacked as you do? Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail. No FedEx, no UPS. Gonna mail me something, make a video first, and use those GPS things. If it's got my address, it's gonna be stolen. Unless, of course, it's a bill. Yes, it's what placed Cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of Cowardly Husseins. And yes, I see these folks all the time involved in America's hijacked lifelines. Call them on that. And try to call me with them on speakerphone. Post and repost this image as well. Here is Simon, 911 Flight 93, checking posting 5. Trying to call me Melton. You want to know why America's lifelines are being hijacked as you do? Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade. Get it on video. Show the senators and show the reporters how to do their job. You got the time and the date in your video. You got my number dialed. You got AT&T's, Mormon cult, Muslim cult. See them often around here. AT&T bought the Spectrum next door to harass a Christian in a wheelchair, telling you all about your family's hijacked lifelines. So get on video, time on your phone, number dialed, and hand out those 93 check images. Tell everyone. Make that video what you get when you don't get me. Post and repost to YouTube. That is openly a part of America's hijacked lifelines. I've been posting the truth about your hijacked lifeline for over a decade without one call. So they're suppressing truth and want to be a part of that Senate subcommittee kind of thing. Make them a part of it. Let them know what being a compromising element of our security as a nation and as families gets them. One's in their shoes. A restructured YouTube, yeah, they can do things right. Do the jobs reporters aren't doing across America. Some Flight 93 check imagery. I've been asking America to check their lifelines for over a decade without getting one. How does that happen? Well, you got folks like AT&T, YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, and a whole lot of other folks placing Cowardly Husseins in our White House and praying to that 9/11 Muslim devil down below. Get them on video doing that, in person, speakerphone, whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me. And their reaction to that easily documented censorship. Remember to post and repost this 93 check and all of my imagery to your YouTube. Oh, do that with the video. Make a video of the 4x6 photos. Post to YouTube. Make videos of the fraudulent counts. Susan just commits treason when she doesn't like something like truth. Oh, not one comment about the Osama rumor on Susan Wojcicki's dangerous mega monopoly company. You did on video. Susan's active part in compromising the security of America. 20 folks go into one link, and then it still says 1 or 0 view counts. That's Susan committing fraud. When it's about our hijacked lifelines and placing Cowardly Husseins or others in our highest office, it goes beyond fraud. It's treason. It's a dangerous, out of control monopoly. Needs to be reined in. Get it on video. See a terrorist at work? That'd be Susan. Actively suppressing the fact that America's lifelines are hijacked, and she's an incredibly active part in it. Get her on video. Post. Oh, they just turned it off. Yeah, AT&T next door. When they play that hate noise and it's closed parking lot, they don't need to have it on at all. It's very easily turned off. So when they're praying to the 9/11 devil down below with that, when they're praying to the 9/11 devil down below with that hate noise, it means somewhere in the world folks are literally on their knees, head to the floor, looking down towards the devil and praying to that 9/11 Muslim devil down below. Something to tell everyone is that you hear AT&T's harassment noise in your neck of the woods. Remember to make that video if you hijack call to me, all 150 million subscribers to AT&T. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed. Not one Flight 93 checking over a decade. You hear that siren, make that video of your family's hijack lifeline. For that religious censorship reason, yes, placing the cowardly Hussein in our White House. Right after we got to take a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Lots of folks praying to that 9/11 devil down below. How'd they do that? Whatever boring thing you get when you try to call me. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. Not going to be boring if you need the firemen, police, paramedics. It's money out of your pocket every day. Your AT&T livelihood. Censorship is often boring. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. But when you're calling up countless other customers, or you're calling up lots of folks to tell them, they're trying to pull a fast one. Placing a cowardly Hussein in our White House and you get that boring thing, phone ringing, error message, busy signal. That's how they did that. It's also so whoever's the top name in your business can be the top of your business because the devil's great wall of Chinese evil wants them to be. Hear AT&T's hate? Know that someone's praying to the 9/11 devil down below somewhere in the world. And call them on that. You got the time on your phone, you got my number dialed. AT&T's Randall Stevenson, based in Texas, is worried enough about his crimes of hijacking America's lifelines to alter phone records to cover them up. Oh, my AT&T livelihood. Graphic art. So get Randall Stevenson getting his hands bloody, hijacking America's lifelines to place cowardly Husseins in our White House. And get his hands even bloodier. Hijacking your lifeline, then altering phone records to cover that up. Doesn't do him much good when you got the time on your phone, you got my number dialed, date in your video. You got AT&T's bloody-handed phone game. They wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't a Senate subcommittee kind of thing and even a news kind of thing. But you gotta show the senators and the evening news how to do their job. Do that.